Today, I am assigned to present the topic of yoga, which is improving the concentration through yogic practices. And first of all, before discussing about the concentration, we have to understand the states of mind, which is clearly discussed in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, and it's a beautiful commentary by Vyasa, Ved Vyasa. So Vyasa has described about the state of mind that is Kshipta, Muda, Vikshipta, Ekagra, and Niruddha. So Ekagra, where he mentioned about the concentration. And if we look at as a whole, the Kshipta Muda, the Kshipta is a disturbed mind because of the excessive of rages. And if we look at the Muda, which is the state of mind which is dull, which is caused by the tamas. In the day-to-day life, we are confronted with mostly on this Kshipta and Muda state of mind. Especially as a yoga practitioner, when they try to meditate, mostly they were troubled with the Kshipta and Muda states. And rarely they can find the pace in Vikshipta state. It's partially mixed with the rajas and tamas, and sometimes the mind gets stabilized and the other time it gets disturbed. So the agitation of mind can be reduced, which leads to Ekagra. So in yogic practices, dhyana is one of the methods to improve this concentration. Can I share the? So in this dhyana process of dhyana, which start from the pratyahara and dharana, which eventually leads to the state of dhyana. So pratyahara is a withdrawing the senses from the external world and fix the mind into one place. And unfortunately, it is not so easy to process, to keep in dharana, because the characteristic of mind is chanchala, chanchalatmika mana. So it's very difficult to get into the one pointness as a dhyana. So we can use certain methods that in pratyahara we use a technique. For example, if you go for a meditation, there is a technique of nimilanam, the eye closure, proper eye closure. So in that eye closure, method is one of the best technique for pratyahara. So it allows the mind to go inward. So once the mind is go inward, we should not try to keep it on one point, because the characteristic of mind is always moving. So we take one of the technique of deha dharana, body awareness. So you can move the awareness throughout the body in different parts, step by step, as in a gross level. Then secondary level, we can further proceed to the Shwasa Dharana, which is breathing awareness, which is more settled than the body. So in these two practices, eventually leads to the one point as a dhyana. Dhyana, we call it Taila Dharava. That means as you pour oil from one pot to another, there is an uninterrupted flow. So likewise, the uninterrupted flow of thoughts towards one point is called dhyana. So when it is established, it leads to samadhi, according to the Patanjali. So when we say this is a mental aspect as a Raja Yoga part of yogic practices. Even if you come to in context of Hatha yogic practices, we can say we are all practicing asanas. In the asanas, the right usage of asanas also leads to the state of dharana and dhyana. So generally, people may not have that much of attention to do the asanas. So here we have developed a certain methods which helps them. Sorry, something happened. It's not moving. So there are 5 essential points to practice asana. First of all, we know that we have to move the body parts assume a posture. In that process is called vinyasa, proper alignment of the body parts to assume a posture. Once you assume the posture in a slow pace, a slow and steady pace, so not coming. Yeah. Then, once you complete the process of vinyasa, you can shift your focus to the shwasa. You can synchronize the breath with the movement. This is the second stage. After synchronizing the breath with the movement, you can slowly move into the steady state. You have to maintain the position for a certain period. By that time, you can fix your focus either some internal points in the body or the external points in the body. So this is one of the dharana techniques. And if you can keep the whole process, throughout the process, if you can relax, that is called Vishranti. So these 5 essential points of practicing asana will help one to facilitate this concentration or dhyana. So vinyasa is the flow. That flow leads to the shwasa, synchronizing the breath with the movement. And the third, the sthiti, maintaining the posture for a certain period. And at the same time, you can keep the focal point internally or externally. And throughout the practice, you can keep your respiratory rate and heartbeat rate in the same level. So this kind of asana practice also leads to improving the concentration. Then, in the context of Hatha Yoga, in the Kumbhaga and Kumbhaga Paddhati, you can see Yoga says, Chale Vadam Chalam Chittam Nischale Nischalam Bhavi. That means whenever the prana is moving, the mind is also moving along with it. If you gain the control over the prana, if you can regulate the pranic movements, you can also control the mental movements also. So it can be it can be possible when you can extend the pause in between each inhalation and exhalation. So Patanjali says, Shwasa Prashwasayor Gadi Vichedaha Pranayama. So we use the Kumbhaga in order to extend the pause in between each inhalation and exhalation. So this also leads to the concentration. In pranayama methods, for example, Anulom Vilom, if you do in a ratio as per the rounds and according to the Desha, Kala and Sankhya, it also it helps to improve the concentration. And if you go to the Bandha aspect of Hatha Yogic methods, yes, please.
Nothing, sir, nothing, continue.
So, in the Bandha aspect of Hatha Yogic practices, if you apply the Mula Bandha, the moment you contract the lower abdomen and apply the Bandha on the root, automatically the breath will suspend for some times. This facilitates the concentration. And also, when you apply the Jalandhara Bandha, it also reduces the blood flow towards the brain and it also facilitates the concentration. In the mudra aspect of Hatha Yogic practices, you can see that Viparita Karni Mudra. In the Viparita Karni Mudra, one can easily focus on the heartbeat and the neck region where the jugular notch, and you can, if you try to focus on the impulses on that area, which also leads to the higher state of concentration. These are the two different approaches from the Patanjali Yoga Sutra methods and the Hatha Yogic system. Okay. This changed, I think. Okay. So when we talk about the Ekagra is not a separate state of mind. So we have to work upon the Kshipta state and the Mudha state. If you can properly gain the control over the Kshipta state and Mudha state, it leads to the Vikshipta. If you find Kshipta and Mudha, it's very hard to find. If somebody is trying to practice meditation, they will confront with the state of Kshipta and Mudha. If they carefully watch themselves, they can find when the certain times the mind shifts into the Vikshipta state. That is the best time to start the meditation. So the body naturally come into that state and which can lead to the Ekagra. So Ekagra technique can be practiced. In the Hatha Yogic method, there is one method which is called Trataka. Trataka and Bhujari Mudra is one of the best methods. Let's try. No? Okay. That's it. is one of the method which is very useful to improve the concentration. For example, if you look at the process of Trata, you are starting from the Unmilanam state. That means you are looking down with on the tip of the nose on the below the stand of that product lamp. Then you are slowly raising the eyelids. That means that the Unmilanam state itself gives you to the it facilitates the concentration. Then you are trying to focus on the flame. That flame, the focusing and defocusing, you are simultaneously doing. Then, if you can close your eyes and visualize that flame internally, that leads to the dhyana state. So, as a Trataka, as a cleansing process, will turn into meditation. This is one of the best method to improve the concentration. And also, in the fourth limb of Hatha Yogic method called Nada Anusandhana, among those practices, the Brahmari practice is also very much helpful to improve the concentration. While doing Brahmari, the time when you fold the tongue and keep it on the upper palate, where this hard palate and soft palate is getting merged, if you keep that, there is a very sensitive point which is induced by the Nabho Mudra. So the time when you make a humming sound, after humming sound, there is a pause. That pause is very crucial in the practice of Brahmari. Most of the students, they forget about to focus on that and keep doing this humming sound doesn't make any difference. So after each round of humming sound, there is a gap. In that gap, you can focus on that reverberation. This is one of the best technique we can recommend to improve the concentration. So, as a part of Hatha Yoga, we can use asana and pranayama, bandha and mudra and nada anusandhan to improve the concentration. I hope you have got a glimpse of idea how to improve the concentration through
Yes,
the
sir.
yogic practices. Yeah.
Yes,
If
yes,
there
sir.
is any question?
Yeah, sir. There is one question. Can you please share the basic rules that has to be followed while you are teaching yoga for new people, like who are new to yoga?
Yeah, generally we can recommend them to practice the Shavasana properly. Shavasana is the key method to improve the concentration. Unless and until your body is not calm, all the other practices become futile. So this is one of the best preparation for improving the concentration, and especially the abdominal breathing, which helps to relax a person and make him very calm.
Yes, sir. One more question, sir. What is the difference between normal yoga teaching and yoga teaching in Natha tradition?
The Natha tradition is completely based on the Hatha Yogic text, and we refer the Patanjali Yoga system very rarely, and the practices which is mostly based on the Tantra tradition, especially in the if it is in the northern states, the approach is different, and in the southern states, it is different. But it's all based on the Tantra, completely on, because in our curriculum, we can say that the Hatapraditi and Hiranya Samhita we are imparting in the basic level. Then the next level, we are giving the Bharaksha Padati along with the Patanjali Yoga Sutra as a psychological basis of yoga. Then we move to Siddha Siddhanta Padati and Shiva Samhita, because this is the basic text of Hatha yogic methods.